the Pre-Bet Show. This is our podcast version of the show. This is episode 16. It is the end of the regular season in the NFL. And boy, oh boy, have we got some stuff to talk about. I mean, let's get right into the coach firing. I mean, not too many of these am I really surprised with. You know, Stefanski's out of Cleveland. We got the old man Pete Carroll out of the Raiders. We got,
Shocker, right?
yeah,
Not really. Sarcasm.
the coach for the Falcons, Morris, he's fired. And who's the fourth one? There was one more that kind of surprised me.
There's so many fires today. It's so hard to keep track.
Well, there was just four.
I know, but I was again
Oh,
sarcastic.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's Black Monday. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my goodness! Why is the last one eluding me all of a sudden? Pete Carroll.
Yeah. You got Cleveland, you already said.
Yep, Cleveland.
Oh, oh,
Oh, the
oh,
Cardinals, the Arizona
I
Cardinals.
was just gonna say that. I
That's
couldn't.
the one that was skipping my brain.
Yeah, that's
I mean that wasn't a surprising one. I mean they went 13-4. Same with the Raiders. They or 3-14. Same with the Raiders. They went 3-14. So I wasn't expecting much out of Pete Carroll. It sucks that they've paid him money and now they still have to. It's guaranteed for the next 3 years. So he gets to have a nice retirement. Stefanski, I could see him still getting picked up as a coordinator, possibly somewhere, but that's enough head coaching out of him. I don't really know what to think about the Morris.
Dan Orlowski was saying that Cleveland head coach. Oh yeah, he's gonna get picked up, and they all looked at him. They're like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, he'll get picked up. He'll be another head coach." And they're like, "You're an idiot." You know?
Yeah, I don't know about head coaching, but I could see him
Right?
getting a coordinator or position job, and then maybe
Yeah,
eventually back. But like,
maybe
not
that's
he's
yeah.
not he's not head coaching next season. That's not
No,
happening.
I don't think so.
No, but Orlowski, he sometimes pull rats out of his habit,
Yeah, I
rabbits out
think
of his hat. So
yeah,
sometimes,
yeah. I don't really take him too seriously when he runs out of the end zone.
yeah, I know it's tough being Lions fan and hearing him talk sometimes because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I agree with you totally on that
you're an
for sure.
expert, buddy. I don't know, but
Yeah. Anywho,
yeah. So and then Pete Carroll, I didn't expect him to stick around the Raiders. I mean, they didn't really have a quarterback. Geno Smith wasn't the solution. Him coming in to, prove himself after he had some time over at um, the Seattle Seahawks. So, I don't know. I wasn't
uh,
really.
yeah, it's hard. It's a touchy subject there because
What's up, dude?
they've been
Oh,
the Raiders been
I
rebuilding
love you.
shit for. So I can't even I can't remember how long they've been rebuilding for. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean they've been just ass every year. So
Yeah. I mean, are you talking about the Raiders here?
yeah, yeah, the
Yeah, I
Raiders
mean they had a couple of
quarterback.
good
I
they had a
mean,
couple good years with Derek Carr and John Gruden, but
yeah,
that fell
but come
apart real
on.
quick.
Yeah, yeah.
If he,
Injuries didn't
yeah,
help that matter,
I was
but
just gonna say if Derek Carr doesn't break his ankle in that game, they probably would have won,
yeah, yeah.
and we'd be having a whole different conversation. But this is
We
the
really
NFL, and
would, yeah.
that stuff happens. I mean,
It, it's I think it's the damn turf, but that could be another topic subject there. So,
right?
but yeah, back to the coaching there. Oh, I heard a whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Not sh- this is allegedly, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Jim Schwartz, defense coordinator, Detroit.
Yeah,
Don't know.
I
Heard
saw that.
that.
I saw that,
Heard.
but I doubt that's happening.
I know, but I just figured I'd bring it up. We're talking about coaches.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be cool, and then maybe put Shep back at linebacker coaching. But
You
I
know,
know
it's a
it's kind of
whisper.
yeah, it's
You know, Just figured I'd bring it to your attention, JP,
Mm-hmm.
co-host.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see what we do with our offensive coordinator. I'm surprised he didn't get canned today. He should have been the first one. But I mean,
It
I
was,
think because we won and went 9-8, like they might have, gut feelings about stuff that they shouldn't. They should just forget it. That's a stomach pain. Get it out of here, and let's get a new coordinator. Let's get somebody from the NCAA. We need a coach with some aspiration at the offensive coordinator job. We can't have these guys who are trying to play some 1980s football where you run the same play and just hope the guys, mismatch somewhere. You gotta. No, you can't. We don't have that kind of team. We got a dissecting team. You got to put people in motion. We got speed. You got to get a lot of crossing stuff going on, and you got to let Goff hit the holes.
yeah, I was surprised too to not see his ass shit canned.
Mm-hmm. It's
Johnny
but
Morton.
but it's still early. He could still get it.
Yeah, it's still early, but I figure you got to set an example, you know. But yeah, it's early, and I'm very, very curious to see what they do, who they let go, because
What?
we got. I
I
should
don't
have
know.
wrote it
Stop.
down.
I'm in the middle of something.
I
I'll
should
get it
have
out in
wrote
a
it
second.
down, but we don't really have bad draft picks. I guess everybody was like, "Oh man, that last game really didn't matter." But you always want to go out as with a win, obviously, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
So whether it would have hurt our draft pick or not if we lost, I don't think so. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean it does change our spot a lot. It's like a difference between 6 different picks.
well,
But there's a lot of teams that did that yesterday. I mean, if the Giants would have lost, they would have had like the third or second pick. Well, I'm pretty sure third, but because they won, it's like now up into like 8 or 9. So you lose that much, and that's kind of what happened to us. Now I'm glad we beat the Bears because, like I told my boss this morning, I was like, hey, we went 9-8, so we're still a positive. So that that's good on our coach's record books. He's still way in the positives. And the biggest takeaway from this season is we made Ben Johnson our bitch.
yeah,
Dude, he started laughing so hard. I'm like, dude, that's the biggest thing. It would really suck if the Bears go and win the Super Bowl, but at least I could say we didn't lose to those scumbags. We'll see you next year, and we're gonna stomp on you again and again. Like,
yeah. I
you
was just
know,
thinking that game. I was like, oh, old dad, old big brother, Dan Campbell's got your number again, old Ben
mm-hmm.
Johnson.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
dude. Yeah, no, I'm excited about the possibilities of the off season. Now they can't, maybe they're not all the greatest, but
Yeah, you can still hear me, right, Josh?
what?
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you, dude. I'm
Okay.
looking around at stats and stuff, trying to like.
No, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, I'm very, very curious to see not only the Lions, man, but to see how the whole NFL shakes up. Like who like is Lamar Jackson staying or is he going? Or, like all the big names. I'm curious to see who they land, which team makes.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is
Well, this is
obviously the season's not over yet for all the teams,
yeah the playoff teams, but yeah,
but it's curious to see after the Super Bowl where everybody goes and is who retires,
oh yeah, no that is something I'll be excited about is because
Yeah.
the off season is a lot more published. I can't publicized. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Publicized. So like, there's a lot more of it going on. Especially with my favorite show over there on ESPN, McAfee show. They cover the off season a lot. They're always bringing in coaches and bringing in, some of the actual scouts. Like the
Yeah.
people that are around the buildings, the beat. They call them the beat writers and stuff like that. Like,
Hmm.
they'll talk to the Detroit news guy and be like, "Hey, I know you're around the building all the time. Tell us here what you're thinking." And it's like, there's always something to talk about in the off season now. It's not all secret until they show up for camp and you're like, oh my gosh, he's on the team. Like everybody's talking. Everybody's in the Twitterverse. So, oh no, they took off all their pictures of their team on Twitter. That means they're going somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
because that's kind of what what's his face did. Shadur in the draft. Everybody was
Mhm.
expecting him to go to the Giants, because it's the big city. That's where the prime player. That's what they were thinking. And he even,
Right.
he put that up on his Twitter thing where he had cleats from New York, the New York Giant cleats, and this was before the draft and stuff. So he was like, trying to do that stuff to try to get people to think he was going to go there. But
Remember
fifth,
watching him in the draft, sitting there all
I
alone.
know. I was just gonna say, like every like 5 or 6 picks, you would notice people slowly falling away. There'd be less people in the room, and then finally at the end of the day, you just see him and his dad sitting there with the brother
Yeah.
brother recording. And
Yeah.
it's like, don't worry, son, there's tomorrow. And then
Right.
2 tomorrows later, fifth round, Cleveland, who already drafted another
I
quarterback.
I think yeah, Shador, I think the head coach and him didn't get along at all. I think that's why that head coach and he couldn't they couldn't win.
No, I mean this
Because
was like the weirdest year for the Browns, like because they brought in Flacco, they drafted the Dylan Gabriel guy, and then they later drafted Shadur. Now they were literally creating conflict when they drafted
yeah,
two quarterbacks because Dylan Gabriel was a good quarterback, and then Shadur was whatever his division was over
I
there.
think a different on that Gabriel. I think he was just trash, but
I
I'm
mean,
just
in the NFL, yeah, but in college he was the Oregon quarterback, and they did really good for a while.
see, told you, man.
Hmm.
College and NFL, huge ball game difference.
Hmm.
You could be a hell of a player in college. You jump to that big ship to the NFL. You could look like a duck, like a duck in the water or
Hmm.
something,
Hmm.
like or some shit. Basically, I'm saying is you can't compete at that level,
No,
you know.
but
But
yeah. Anyways, no. So I think that moving slowly to Shadur really rubbed a lot of people wrong because they started gaining success once Shadur came in. None of us
Shador
expected
ain't
it.
the guy. I'm telling you, he's trash.
Oh, that's
He's
fine.
gonna,
But
he's,
they ended up having success and they were winning games. They went on a 3-game winning streak at the end, just pummeling teams that they shouldn't have had any business with.
yeah,
And
I
then
give
and
him
then
that.
and then
But
real quick, we got a congratulations, Miles Garrett, 23 sacks, attaboy.
yeah,
Good
yes,
for you.
sir.
It was a pleasure to witness your greatness this year.
Yep.
You were on a shit team and you're just a badass. I would be afraid of I'm already afraid of you. But if you were on a team even a little bit better than the Browns, they would win a Super Bowl. I'm just saying, buddy, like,
Could
those
you
those
could?
bottom teams, I don't think you could turn the Titans around. I don't think you can turn your Brown. I mean, the Browns have a chance now next year with Shadur, but you're not turning the Raiders around unless you're there with Max Crosby, but they'd have to get rid
I
of
don't know,
Max.
man. The Raiders could come out like the Texans, bro, next year.
With
They
with
could
that
have that.
Indiana quarterback.
They could have that stellar defense out of nowhere, dude. That could carry them into the post game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because defense wins games. Detroit, they know that by now. I would think. But at the end of the day, defense wins games.
Yeah, well, with Max Crosby wanting to leave, they're not going to have anybody for defense.
I don't know if he's gonna leave though. I mean, he could be like the Miles Garrett situation, right? Where he's bitching a fit, I want to leave, and
Mm-hmm.
then he just took the big payday they offered him.
Well,
You
he
know,
already did that, and he's already changing his mind.
well, he signed that dotted line. You're there.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
the way that
so.
yeah, I know, but the way that they did it, he can leave. They can. They already said it that they're actually looking for options with him today.
Oh, like the trading them
Yeah, yeah,
or
they are open to
oh,
options. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's I didn't
That's what I'm trying to get. Like I know he's contracted, but they've already said that. Hey,
I didn't hear anything
oh
about
yeah,
that.
yeah
So
oh
that's
yeah, because
interesting.
they fired Pete Carroll.
Wow.
They're trying to make the lot. They think they could get picks for him because they got the number one pick. Now they're like, okay, if we can get rid of Max, maybe pick up a 1 and a 2 or something like that. I just hope the
Max.
Lions don't give up a bunch of shit for him.
So wait a minute here. So where do you think Max Crosby's gonna go? Where's your idea floating at?
Uh, I'm
Because this
sure
is
I
interesting to
could
me.
see. I think because of how crappy Kansas is, I could see him going to the Chiefs.
Oh, Andy Reid, I heard is done
No,
in Kansas City. I heard he's going to another team.
no, no, no.
That may well, that's false
Yeah,
allegation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Allegedly, we got to throw the allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no,
Allegedly.
yeah,
Sorry.
allegedly he could be going somewhere. No,
Allegedly you
there's
could. Excuse me.
if I think he'll retire from there. He's got Patrick Mahomes.
Gonna
That's
say,
his.
yeah, why would he leave? That struck me as odd.
They
But
had, I mean, they went to the Super Bowl like 4 out of the last 5 years.
yeah, this is like their first year of like
Down,
struggling.
and a lot of it was injury and just, you know
Right.
what I mean. It's like, you know,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, but I just dawned on me. I better bring that to your attention. And I
hmm
knew you'd call me out quick on that. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
allegedly, you know.
allegedly. But
Yeah.
here's a cool, funny thing that they're talking with Andy Reid about. They're talking about they did something weird and got rid of some draft picks, right? And they're like,
Okay.
what goes through your mind, after you pick your first player and then you get into the second round and you don't have a pick anymore? He's like, well, you know, I get a little upset because I'm excited that all these players are listed up there and I'd like to have one of them. I would love to have one. But he's like, then I look down at my hand and I see all my rings and I'm like, we're good. I'm just like, oh,
Right on.
he's so confident about himself. I was like, oh, all right, dude. He's like, that's right. We traded that guy away to get the ring. Okay, yep, that's right. We did good last year. But
Smart thinking.
now we didn't really touch much on the Falcons, coach. That whole division was so crap. So I'm not gonna lie. I really missed out on a lot of those games just because the only person out in their team that I'm interested in is Bijan. He's awesome, Bijan Robinson. He's been good all year. He's one of those guys, kind of like
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson, man. He's got so much potential. Just the team is so bad.
I'm kind of like you. I haven't really followed them much,
Mm-mm.
so but I do recall, weren't they on the winning? Didn't they win towards the end though? Start winning a
They
couple
were
games,
starting to, yeah, yeah. No, but
and then
not enough though. It was like they won three, lost a bunch, and then won a couple at the end. But
okay, yeah.
they
Well,
at least won yesterday to make sure that the old Buccaneers didn't make it in. So,
yeah, didn't to go back on the coach firing now, I heard that he was fired and the general manager
oh
that was
yeah,
he got canned too.
yep.
So
GM's
let's
gone.
let the viewers know that also, in case
Mm-hmm.
they didn't already discover that information.
Yeah, no, they both are gone.
Which I guess is from the fan base I'm reading, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Falcons fan, don't
Right.
follow them much, but whatever. But from what I can gather, their fans are like, they're like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Well,
great.
they
So
they I don't know. They played their QB situation weird. They had Kirk Cousins. They brought him in.
yeah, they signed him, I thought,
Yeah, they
to
paid him big money, and then
big.
in that draft that year, they also drafted a quarterback in the first round, the Michael Penix.
Right, I
Now,
remember that.
now you even saw the GM and the coach in the room, giving high fives and stuff. But then you see like 2 minutes later, the owner is down there, and he's like,
Whispering.
giving him the finger and like, what is this? What did you do? And
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yes, yes, I
yeah,
remember that.
he was having to explain it. He was like, oh, we're gonna bring him in so he can learn behind Kirk Cousins or whatever. Like, it was like, what? Why would you ever do that?
Why waste the money?
You're like,
You
what?
know.
But so yeah. Anyway, so they do that, and then what? Maybe halfway through the season, Kirk Cousins gets hurt, and then Penix does come in. So he looked like a genius when that happened. He was like, "See, we got a backup plan. We got a number one QB and
Ha
stuff."
ha ha.
And that guy came in and won a few games, but then I think the last 2 years or whatever, he just isn't the guy. And then Kirk Cousins kind of came in this year and started slinging it a little bit and looked okay. But
Yeah.
they never really gave him a shot after he came back from his injury to show like, hey, I'm still good. They just sat him on the bench and let Penix come in. So you got a $180 million quarterback sitting on your bench while you're letting your rookie play. It's like, what? What?
I know. I watched the hard. What is it? The hard knock.
Hard knocks.
Uh, and cause I'm a state guy and Cousins a state guy,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
I've kind of followed him a little bit. And I was kind of like scratching my head too, cause he was even with his wife and everything was like, I don't understand why, they brought me in and drafted quarterback. So he was kind of obviously not dumb, knew it was a business thing, but we all didn't. Still to this day, don't understand why. But I believe that cost him his both of them their jobs. Was that draft
Mm-hmm.
with the I think and the terrible play that the Falcons had this year
Yeah.
didn't help. So
Mm-mm.
I think that's what sealed the deal for him. Those two, the
All right.
general manager and coach. So
All right. So we covered all of the recent firings. Let's go ahead and look at the playoffs.
oh man. Yeah, who do we got?
We're on a permanent bye. No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are
Cooked.
toes in the sand right now in Hawaii, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah. Isn't the draft this year in Pittsburgh?
it is, I do believe so.
Okay. We'll have to do obviously a podcast for the draft, obviously. Do a little
Oh
draft.
yeah, oh yeah. I think I will try to figure out how to do that whole thing live. Like I might even like move my computer out into the living room, and I'll be able to use this big old mic for us to hear us all. So yeah, no, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting day, dude. So, but
All
yeah,
right.
playoffs.
Yep. Saturday, going into the day at 4:30, we'll have the Rams at the Panthers.
Okay. Okay, JP. Who do you got?
Huh, bro, I'm taking the Rams. They're favored by 14 right now, so they are expected to go into the Panthers' home in their playoff game and just absolutely dismantle them. I think Matthew Stafford is going to remember his days at Georgia, and he's going to light them up.
You
It
don't
was,
smell an upset at all?
they beat him in the season, which is something that my manager was speaking to me about. He was like, they did upset him like 3-4 weeks ago, and I'm like, yeah, but that was like the Rams' only off day this year. Like Stafford's
Oh,
been pretty solid, and then the last 2 games, Stafford has been back to cooking. So I cannot imagine an upset. I'd be surprised. Don't get me wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit defeat, but I don't see the Panthers having playoff status. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It'll be crazy. Trust me.
yeah,
That'll probably be the craziest thing that happens is that the Panthers win their game this week. Like
right.
looking
Yeah.
at all the other games, like they all looked very, very evenly matched. But
Hmm.
that's the one where like if the Rams lose, because I got a lot of money on them, and right now they're like all really good cash outs right now because we're at the point where all the teams made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And besides like the Jaguars and Chargers and Patriots, I have money on everybody else. So I got some really nice cash outs going right now. Now what I need is at least half of them to go forward. I need the Jaguars to do it, or the Bills to do it because I got money on them, but I don't have money on the Jags. So if the Rams win at least one game, I'm gonna have some nice cash out. If they lose to the fucking Panthers, I will be the saddest person ever because this is what I've been cooking on in my betting game was these cash outs in the playoff.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, part of me smells an upset happening, so I don't want to jinx it. So we'll have to wait and
Mm.
see.
All
But
right, then the night
yeah.
game Saturday, we have the Packers at the Bears. This is not a game I like
Uh,
to watch because I hate both of their guts.
right. Yes, me too.
But I actually want the Packers to somehow beat the Bears because I don't want Ben Johnson because obviously we're forced to choose. So I would love to see it a tie, and for some reason they both get kicked out of the playoffs. That would be hilarious. But since you have to pick one, I have to pick one. I gotta go with the Packers just because I actually hate the Bears that much more now. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I hate the Bears. I hate the Packers, but oh man, the Packers just been so boring to watch
I
this year, dude.
know, I know, they really have.
So
Their rookie wide receiver didn't even get a touchdown this year.
I know I lost a lot this on the Packers last game just because whatever. But I dude, you're gonna get mad, bro. But God, I hate Ben Johnson too, bro. But
Yeah.
I
Oh.
think
Oh.
the Bears are gonna beat the Packers, bro.
Oh.
I know, I
Oh.
hate to say it, bro. I know it, dude.
Oh, you're
I
making me
know.
sick over here,
I
but I get it.
understand.
I
I
get it. They do
understand
they
if
do seem like the tougher team, but I think yeah.
I understand if Professor says I'm not allowed over no more.
All right,
I understand.
we just hit the 10-minute mark. I'm going to let you real quick talk about the Bills and Jaguars. I got to pull something out of the oven real quick. I'll be right back.
The Bills and Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Oh, you know what? I think Trevor Lawrence is just rocking right now, and their run game is just tough. And I just don't think that the Bills defense is going to hold up. I think uh I think Trevor Lawrence is just going to wear that defense down, and I just think Josh Allen hasn't been himself this year. You guys are going to hate me on this, but I think Josh Allen is not going to pull through. So that being said, I'm going to have to say the Bills are going to lose. Yep. That is my gut feeling. So the Bills are going to lose. Trevor Lawrence is going to just throw mad fire in the air. And they get down to the red zone. I think that run game is just too smooth for the Bills. So there we go. That's my prediction. Yo, yo, yo. What's he doing? Pulling a turkey out of there or what? But yeah, I I think honestly on these playoff games, I think they're going to be high scoring games.
All right.
Yo,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I picked
Uh,
Trevor Lawrence is going to go on fire against the Bills. So
oh, okay. I think Professor would like to hear that. I'm actually gonna root for the long-haired wonder too. You know.
you'll look back as you're away.
Mhm.
You'll look back and you'll see why. But I just think that I think Josh Allen has been off all year. That could be just me. I don't know. It's the playoffs.
Mhm.
They play different. So But from what I've seen, I just think that he don't have enough. So
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
old hippie
All
boy
right.
there's
Then going into the middle day game, it'll be the 49ers Eagles. I think the Niners should come out on that one, but
I hope the Niners do because that man, oh man, I'm tired of seeing the Eagles and all that. So
well, that would be the thing. Like, if the Eagles get eliminated, we will literally have a new Super Bowl champion that we haven't had in a while, at least. You know, I mean, I know the Patriots and all them have kind of been there, but nobody else has been to the end in a while. So yeah, I'd like to see the Eagles out of there. And then the night game is the Charger Patriots, and
I'm rocking with the old Patriots,
me
boy.
too. You know, like that was something I told Professor. I'm like, this doesn't feel like the old Tom Brady Belichick Patriots. This feels like a whole different, you know,
Feels different,
Patriots
bro.
that you can actually respect. You know, it doesn't feel like there's any
Right.
spy gating going on. Like just
No,
pure skill and
no.
hustle.
Allegedly. Yeah.
You know, because that's what they joke about on the McAfee show all the time is, you know, Coach Vrabel, he's there on the sideline with 2 packs of Zyn packed in his lip. He's got a cig, you know. You know, he's just the old school football player, you know.
Right. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, you know, and then there's actually a Monday night game, which is going to be the Texans and Steelers. And I think the Texans
Uh,
are going to win that game, but I'm kind of rooting for old man Rodgers because I honestly wouldn't be too mad if it ended up being the Steelers versus the Rams. So that way it would be Stafford versus Rodgers one last time for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I think that would be
yeah.
the greatest story ever.
I think he slipped and bumped your head today, but uh
Uh,
I'm going with old ass Rodgers. I think he's knocking off the Texans,
yeah,
dude.
hell yeah.
I don't know. What man, that Texans defense, like I was saying, man, it's gonna carry them into the
I I really think so. If their offense is just mediocre, their defense will be just fine. You know, they're hot. They're
well,
the hottest defense going into the playoffs.
I think they're number one, honestly,
And
ranked number one.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah,
Man, I know, it's hard decision, man, but I think this
yeah,
is Rodgers' last push,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd like
Like
to see him go.
I would
Like,
too. You know, there's some tough teams over there, but you know, I think I just like I said, Aaron Rodgers versus Stafford, one last go for the Super Bowl. They're both on
that'd
two
be
different teams that they
that'd,
haven't had before. Like,
that
what's that?
would
Was it
be
good?
sick, dude. That'd be awesome, man.
It's a Salisbury.
That'd be that would be awesome to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. For the historical sense, but I mean, any other team that's going to be in there would be cool.
Yeah,
Besides the Eagles, Packers, or Bears, I'm rooting for everybody else.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I hear you.
but
I
yeah, no,
got
I
you.
think yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good playoffs. I think we're gonna be
It's gonna
spoiled
be
with some good games.
high scoring. I think honestly.
I think this is where we're going to be putting in the money. I think
I only
uh,
got shit. I'm up to like $3 now.
mm, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Did
Gibbs got a touchdown, so I got a buck 50 myself. But other than that, Tesla. Oh man,
disappointed
I
me.
put it all on Tesla, man.
I know, disappointed me again. I know. I hope they use him next year. I
Yeah,
honestly do.
me
But
too.
yeah, we got what? Little over 2 minutes left here
Yep,
on
yep.
the old pre-bet Zoom meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great episode
Yeah, no,
so far.
I think it was good. I think we covered a lot of great things. You know, the coach firing was good. You know,
Yeah.
I still feel like there could be one more coach to go, and then obviously one more coordinator. But I also think, you know, I think the coaches, the owners made good decisions letting these coaches go. These guys needed to swap out. No,
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
water.
especially Cleveland for sure.
Hmm. But it'll be interesting. You know, like you said, it'll be interested to see who comes in. I know, obviously Titans fired their coach earlier, and then the Giants fired their coach earlier in the season. So, there's those two other positions too. And maybe we could talk a little bit more about if maybe the next episode we'll do like our perspective from a GM. What seems like the best job. You know what I mean?
Perfect. I love it, dude.
And I think that would be
Yes.
kind of cool. Be like, okay, MC, I'm the owner. What do you
Yeah.
like about the team? Or hey, this is this. Maybe we'll do something like that.
He dropped the ball. He's out of here. We ain't having that shit. You drop those balls,
No
no
phone
paycheck.
calls. Yeah.
No paycheck. All right. Cracking skulls around here. No. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think that'd be a cool idea. And
Well, right on.
yeah.
Well,
But we'd like to thank
Great.
everybody for stopping in and checking out our podcast. If you get some time, check out some of our shorts. I know they're usually more recency than they are really to look back on, but
Yeah.
our introduction videos did really, really good. So go give those a like and a comment. And same with this. Give this a like, a comment. Let us know what you guys think about our channel. What are some things we could talk about, and definitely shoot your opinions.
For sure.
Obviously, when I'm doing this, I'm also doing it live. So we do have. They weren't as active today, but the last couple of episodes, the chat's been pretty active, giving us some stuff. So you're always welcome to join the live and chat us up there to give us some stuff for the podcast. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Pre-bet.